Most people think a new year changes their life. It doesn't. The calendar flips, but the person stays the same. Same habits, same excuses, same comfort. And that's why 12 months from now, most people end up exactly where they started, just older and more tired. Before this year ends, there is one decision you must make. Not a goal, not a resolution, a decision. Who you are. Because here's the truth no one tells you. Your life does not change when you try harder. It changes when you decide who you are and then act in alignment with that identity. Right now, you are already living as someone who delays, someone who overthinks, someone who starts and stops. That identity didn't come from nowhere. It came from repetition. You repeated the same reactions, the same routines, the same coping mechanisms, and repetition creates identity. So if you want next year to be different, you cannot carry the same identity into it. Let me ask you something uncomfortable. If nothing changes, if you keep thinking the same way, if you keep responding to stress, failure, and boredom the same way, where will you be this time next year? Most people avoid that question. They distract themselves. They tell themselves, I still have time. That lie feels good, but it kills urgency. Because the problem isn't lack of knowledge. You already know what you should be doing. The problem is that you haven't decided who you are, so every action feels optional. People who succeed don't rely on motivation. They rely on identity. They don't ask, should I work today? They say, I am the kind of person who shows up. They don't say, I'll quit later. They say, I don't do that anymore. Identity removes debate, and before this year ends, you need to sit alone, without noise, without your phone, and make 3 decisions. First, decide what version of you is not allowed to enter the new year. The version that waits for perfect timing, the version that needs external validation, the version that quits when it gets boring. That version has cost you enough. Second, decide what version of you must exist, even on bad days. Not a fantasy version, not a highlight reel version, a grounded identity, someone who keeps promises to themselves, someone who does the basics consistently, someone who doesn't need to feel ready to act. Third, and this is the hardest part, decide what you are willing to sacrifice. Because identity is not built by adding things, it's built by removing comfort. You cannot become disciplined while protecting every distraction. You cannot become focused while keeping every escape. Every real identity change comes with loss, and most people aren't honest about that. They want change without discomfort, growth without pressure, transformation without friction. That's not how it works. Before this year ends, stop asking yourself what you want. Ask yourself, what am I willing to give up to become who I say I want to be? Because the person you become next year is being decided right now by what you tolerate, by what you repeat, by what you delay. And here's the part most people miss. You don't need confidence to decide who you are. You decide first. Confidence follows later. You don't wait to feel like a disciplined person. You act like one, especially when you don't feel like it. That's how identity is forged. So tonight, not tomorrow, not next week, sit down, write one sentence. In the next year, I am the type of person who, and then ask yourself, what would this person do today? Not next year, today. This channel exists for one reason, not to motivate you, not to entertain you, but to remind you of who you are capable of becoming. If you decide before the year decides for you, because the year will end either way,